Hi, my name is Leslie Williams, and today's date is June 20th, 2012, and I'm standing here across the street from the International Culinary School at 7650, and the time is exactly 6:44 a.m. in the morning, and I'm waiting for the 928 bus to come, and we're going to see if any problems transpire on this 928 bus route, if I'm harassed, if any incidences transpire concerning me, about me, towards me, around me, or against me. And if they do, it will literally be a direct concerted effort of this organized stalking expedition that is happening towards me in San Diego, California. Everywhere I go along all of my routes. And I guarantee you something right now. MTS is directly attached to this organized stalking expedition. You can go to YouTube and type in "Learning Disabled Woman Brutally Assaulted on MTS Bus." And make sure you look at the comments feature of that YouTube video, because it literally has a printed out and scanned email file that shows that I predicted I'd be assaulted either walking, riding my bike, or on public transportation. And 11 days later, I was literally brutally assaulted on the NPS bus. This bus route right here. The same bus route that I caught three teenagers admitting to me that they were put on the bus to harass me through organized stalking sensitization tactics of putting your hands to your face. That's how they let you know you're being stalked, by getting individuals along your routes all day long, everywhere you go. And as a result of them engaging in specific types of physical gestures, like putting your hands to your face, to your nose, putting your finger to your mouth, or to the side of your head, or like this, or in your lap, or by your crotch. And that's what they'll do, is get these individuals to sit around you or right across from you, or even along your walking routes, and they put their hands up to their face, and that in turn makes you feel stalked and also harassed as a result, because they got to know where you're at in order for them to do this. It's called organized stalking and sensitization. I get on the bus routes and the trolley routes, and bus drivers literally engage in them while I'm sitting there during the bus route, okay? And they feel that all they have to do is deny what they're doing and call the target crazy. Because the whole goal, the reason why they pick targets, they pick single women, single mothers, people on disability, the elderly. They're into land co-opting, trust fund liquidation, property co-opting, mortgage co-opting, prostitution rings, human trafficking rings, sexual servitude rings, identity theft, and so much more. They're into racketeering. And their goal is to go after people along these, that I just described, the type of people I've just described, for these types of aspirations. I'm a single woman on disability, do the math. They also are into Medicare fraud. And the whole goal for them is to create provocations and incidences, and then try to reverse the situation that occurred as a result of what they bring about towards the target, and then blame the target for the incident. And they'll even stage witnesses using anybody in the community that they can, including bus drivers, including trolley conductors, including MTS security. Yes. MTS sent me an altered video of me being assaulted. That video that you're going to view at YouTube is altered. Look at the back door. It's on the wrong side of the bus periodically throughout the video. The rail that holds the mirror is on the wrong side of the bus, and the mirror is backwards. That's because they flipped and rotated it through haste as a result of what the actual perpetrator was doing that assaulted me 5 minutes before the assault. And so what they did was, out of haste, altered the video, and then only sent a video that was 2 minutes of the actual bus route. 1 minute before the assault, 1 minute after. Now, as reference to those three teenagers who were put on the bus to harass me on the morning of the 28th, they were on the same bus route that night when I went to come home, and I got off the bus, and they got off the bus at the same time I did. And I heard them walking behind me, so I turned and looked and saw it was them, and approached them and asked them why they did that, and they admitted it. And I caught it on digital tape recorder, uploaded it to YouTube, transferred it to a video file, and uploaded it to YouTube. And that YouTube title is called "Learning Disabled Woman Catches Gang Stalker Admitting Put on Bus to Harass." My name is Leslie Williams. I'm in San Diego, California, and these are the types of expeditions I experience along all of my routes every single day. And so if anything happens today on this bus route to Walmart, while I'm at Walmart, or at the bus stop to come back, or on the bus route to come back, it will be the direct concerted effort of this organized stalking expedition, and that also includes any problems at SDSU today, at Hazard Center Trolley Station, on the Green Line trolley to go to SDSU. Any problems concerning me, about me, towards me, around me, or against me along any of my routes. It will be the direct, little concerted effort of this organized stalking expedition that is happening towards me in San Diego, California. They're now getting people to directly come up to my face and threaten me physically while acting extremely intense, provocative, hyperactive, and threatening. Why? Because they believe that I'll pull out my pocket knife. See, these are staged incidences to get me to react so they can literally videotape on their cell phones how I'm reacting to it. Because in order to take legal custody of a target, you got to be able to prove that a target's either a danger to themselves or a danger to others. Yeah, so they create these highly provocative, extremely provocative incidences where they're literally getting people to come up this close to my face and to threaten me physically. Yeah, thinking that I'll be caught off guard and pull out my pocket knife as a result to stick up for myself. And then, since it's a staged incident, while that is transpiring, a nearby person they also put on the scene takes a video picture of it transpiring. They then call the police or will wave down MTS security and say, she's pulling out a pocket knife, she's doing this, she's doing that. They come and arrest me and then eventually put me before a probate attorney or send me to a psychiatric floor stating that this individual is a danger to themselves or they're a danger to somebody else. And that's how they take guardianship of you. That's why targets are targeted to go after their monthly Social Security check, to bilk their Medicare once they get a hold of them, and to sexually exploit them in a syndicated run group home that they're directly attached to. I know exactly how they operate. My name is Leslie Williams, so what I've decided to do was leave my pocket knives at home that I bought at Walmart, where I'm gang stalked at on a feverish scale by employees, management, and even security personnel that goes by in their trucks. When I go by them, when I like I'm getting off the bus and I'm walking up to their store, what they'll do is put their hands to their face as they're going by me, like that. Yeah, or they'll say, "Oh my God," for me to hear it, because that's another thing. That's a phrase they've got me sensitized to. So as of today's date, this morning, right now, I have no pocket knives on me. I'm going to Walmart to buy a big blowhorn, and I'm going to combine it with a whistle that I'm going to be carrying on me. And that way, in case I'm ever provoked or harassed along any of my routes, if somebody walks up to me and tries to provoke me and harass me, I can just blow the horn. They approach me by asking what time it is, do I have a cigarette, do I have a light, do I have change, while I watch something for them. And what they're doing is also using people to come up and ask me these questions that have already harassed me, because they believe then that I'll just say something, direct to them as a result of me already knowing that they've been involved in these expeditions. And then they walk up to me and act nice, and then will ask me for something or ask me about something, waiting for me to say, get out of here or leave me alone. And then they use that as an excuse to try and say that I'm being combative, hostile, or whatever. This is literally what they do. They're called street theaters, okay? And then while I'm reacting and responding to them, they have an individual close by taking a video picture of my response to them. This is literally how they operate. That's why they're... Let me brief Americans in San Diego on something. Organized stalking, if you Google organized stalking or gang stalking to street theaters, these incidences aren't being brought about just for duress. They're also being brought about so they can... Because when they're staged, which means they're not only staging the person to cause the harassment and the provocation, but they're also staging people there to literally videotape my response to it. So they can then point the finger at me, call MTS security or the police or whatever, and say, this is what this person's doing. Okay? That's what they literally did on this bus route on April 29th, 2012, after I predicted that there might be an incident before the bus even arrived. Okay? And this is literally how they operate. All this is done through cost-effective means by buying off lowlifes in the neighborhood like homeless people, or people they'll get to make them look like they're homeless, to make me believe that they'd be hard to find, and to make it look like on police reports, well, it was a homeless person. What do you expect? They act crazy. The whole goal is, if a street theater gets out of hand and doesn't work out for them, what they'll do is discredit the person that harassed me by calling them crazy, or that they're on drugs, or that they're mentally ill, or paranoid schizophrenic, or whatever. The whole goal for them is to be able to get away with the incident and produce results from the incident. My name is Leslie Williams. Google organized stalking in street theaters, and then also Google organized stalkers or gang stalkers tape conversations that they have with targets. And look at how many Google generated responses you'll get in reference to the descriptions I am describing here. Alright, I gotta go. Today's date is June 20th, 2012. And I'm in San Diego, California, and I'm literally making this video file today to let you know that MTS is involved in this like you would not believe. And one of the reasons why they're still involved in this is because they're being exposed online concerning the video, concerning how I'm being harassed along all my routes, concerning the fact that they know through the organized stalking tactic of cyber surveillance that I'm looking up lawyers right now, constitutional lawyers, premise liability lawyers, police misconduct lawyers, and they see that through the cyber surveillance that I'm doing this. Okay, so their whole goal is to try and get these types of expeditions to be brought about towards me, so they can bear fruit before I get a hold of a lawyer they can approach and compromise, because this is in part hosted, directed, and protected by power positions in the community. Yeah, downtown, Hall of Justice, District Attorney's Office, prosecutors. It's organized crime within the system. Go to Google and type in a gang stalking tech, everything you need to know. It's a manifesto of a gang stalking, of a manager of organized stalking, gang stalking crews. He flat out states who they're connected to: the police, judges, lawyers, psychiatrists, doctors. It's organized crime within the system. And what they're basically doing is nothing but tearing people's lives down to be able to exploit the destitution, to exploit what the target has, their finances, their insurance, and to exploit the target sexually in syndicated run environments they own, like group homes, foster care homes, independent living environments. You would not believe what I know, and they know I know it, and they know that I'm exposing it all over the internet. So what they're doing is trying to buy time to create these street theaters along my path before I can get uncorrupted help to bring about results. They're trying to frame the situation is what they're doing, okay, by framing the results from the framed situation that they deliberately bring about towards me along my route. And when I say that this person's doing it, like the other day they did this at MTS Trolley. They had a person literally come up to my face and threaten me physically, and then MTS appeared on the scene after I started yelling at this guy. And he said, well, this guy's already been caught harassing somebody else earlier today, because they want to try and make it look like this incident wasn't brought about just for me. They want to try and make it look like there's an excuse behind why it's happening to me, that this guy's just an idiot, that he's crazy, that he bothers everybody. Bullshit. Because I just predicted it 3 minutes before it happened in a digital audio file that I had just begun when I got there. I said, okay, I'm now at the Old Town Trolley Station. Let's see if anything happens here. And literally within 3 minutes, I was approached and threatened. Literally. My name is Leslie Williams. I'm in San Diego, California. Today's date is June 20th, 2012. If anything happens along my routes today, it doesn't matter where I'm going, any bus routes, 928, going to Walmart's, coming back, at Walmart by employees, customers, management, or security, on the bus route coming back to this bus location, well, actually the one that's a little bit up the road towards Ross driveway, me walking to Hazard Center Trolley Station to catch the green line to go to SDSU. My whole time for the whole environment in reference to the whole campus of SDSU, and then the green line trolley from SDSU to go back to Hazard Center Trolley Station, and then my walk back to a specific location. If anybody bothers me, including using a shopping cart, it literally will be the direct concerted effort of this organized stalking expedition that is happening towards me in San Diego, California. And that includes any harassment by MTS at all. Anybody bothers me at all about anything, it will be organized stalking related.